As a short guy myself, I have a few tips and tricks up my sleeve to look taller. So if that's something that you want to do, make sure you watch this video for the 10 tips on how to look taller. Alright, first of all, let's talk about it. I am 5'8" myself and I used to be very insecure about my height. Every single day I used to dress with the sole purpose to try to look taller. And I did this for an entire year, and for that entire year I felt very insecure about my height. So basically what I'm saying is all these tips you should definitely take into consideration, but it shouldn't be your main goal to look taller. And I will definitely be going more in depth about that later on through the video, but without wasting any more time, here's the first tip. So the first tip on the list is going to be the only actual thing that's going to make you a little bit taller, and that is going to be shoes. So if you wear something like Converse, these are really flat, so they're not going to increase your height whatsoever. However, if you have something like Air Force Ones that are a lot more bulky on the bottom, it's going to give you an extra inch or inch and a half depending on which type of shoe. Now, do not get this tip twisted, because there are some things that people sell to elevate your height. Think of it as like high heels for men. If I ever see you wearing something like that, I'm going to be very disappointed, just because this is the worst way to try to deal with your insecurities. Honestly, just imagine you're talking to some girl, right? And she likes you because, you know, you're 5'10", you're 5'11", whatever. But as soon as you take off your shoes, you're 4 inches shorter. That's gonna be really embarrassing. So don't put yourself in a bad position. Like I said, an extra inch is fine with some Air Forces, but I never want to see you wearing something like those high elevating soles. The second tip that I can give you to looking a little bit taller is shorts above the knee. Now, in general, I just think that shorts above the knee look way better than shorts below the knee. But when you have shorts below the knee, your feet are gonna look like they're 2 feet long, which is the exact opposite what you want. You kind of want the appearance of longer legs, and the best way to do that is with some shorts above the knee. Now, if you do need help with men's shorts, I have an entire video based on men's shorts, so you should definitely watch that. But for now, just keep in mind 5-inch or 7-inch inseams are the best for men. Number 3 on the list is going to be slimmer clothes. So for a period of time, all I did was dress with the idea of trying to look taller, and the only thing I would wear is slim clothes. And although it does give the appearance of making you look more leaner, which makes you look more slimmer and taller, you should definitely not be wearing slim clothes every single day, unless you do like that. But me personally, after a certain period of time, I got very bored of slim clothes, and I completely gave up in fashion altogether. And the way I got back into it was experimenting with men's fashion trends, and a huge trend right now is oversized clothes. So like I mentioned earlier, you shouldn't be dressing every single day to try to look taller, because at the end of the day, you're feeding into your insecurity, and then also you're never going to progress with that insecurity. So instead of keeping this little insecurity in the back of your head 24/7, accept the fact that, you know, you're not as tall as other people, which I know kind of sounds kind of bad, but in reality it's not. It doesn't define who you are, which I know might sound a little corny, but it's completely true. So I completely got sidetracked, I'm sorry, but slim clothes make you look slimmer. Just make sure that you don't wear it every single day. Number 4, darker tones make you look leaner, which makes you look a little bit taller. So wearing some darker colors like black, navy blue, you know, dark gray, stuff like that, kind of gives you the illusion of being like more slim. And like I said, when you look more slim, you look a little bit more taller. This can work a lot better if you also combine it with that last tip, which was wearing slimmer clothing. So when it's slim clothing with some darker colors, it is going to make you look a lot leaner, which makes you look taller. Number 5 on the list is going to be good posture. Now, I really like this tip because not only does it make you look taller, but in general, it's very important to have good posture, so that way you're not having back problems. So this is definitely a win-win situation, because it's very important to have good posture, and it's also going to make you appear a little bit taller. Now, that does not mean walking around with your chest up, trying to look bigger and taller 24/7. What this means instead is having good posture where you're not slouched over the entire day, because like I said, it's really bad for your back. Number 6 on the list is going to be low contrast outfits. Now, basically when you have something like black jeans and a white t-shirt, that is going to completely split your silhouette in half, which makes you appear shorter. So try to opt for the same colors on both sides. So like if you're going with like a white t-shirt, you should be wearing some light wash jeans, and vice versa. If you're wearing some dark jeans, you should have a darker colored t-shirt as well. This gives you the illusion of one single silhouette without any breakage in there, which kind of sounds very scientific. And me personally, I really don't like to mix science and fashion together, because 1, I almost failed science class, and then 2, I think it's making men's fashion way more complicated than it needs to be. But I do like this one because it's a very simple concept. Just try to opt for the same colors on both sides. Number 7 on the list is do not sag, which I shouldn't even be having to say this, but when I was walking around in high school, which I'm saying that like it was a long time ago, I just graduated high school, but walking around in that campus, I was still seeing a lot of people sag. I don't know if people thought that they were hard because they would sag or whatever the case was. 1, sagging doesn't make you look cool. 2, it makes you look shorter, so try to avoid it altogether. And if you're watching this and you sag, please stop. Number 8, avoid stacked denim. Now this used to be a huge trend back then, and I remember I was kind of upset because I tried getting into the whole men's fashion trend of stacked denim, and when I tried it, I looked like a little munchkin. So I definitely tried it once, didn't like it, never had to wear it again, which goes into that whole idea that I always mention, which you shouldn't try to pull off every single trend. There are certain trends that are simply just not for everybody, especially if it's not for you. Don't try to force it, it's totally fine. There are plenty of other trends that you can try out, and this is a good example of it. So I know it's dead right now, but I still see a lot of people wearing stacked denim, and if you're trying to go for the appearance of a taller look, stacked denim is probably gonna be one of your worst enemies. Number 9, wearing boots. Now, I kind of separated this from wearing shoes that are kind of bigger because wearing boots in general will make you look taller, and the reason why it's so different is because every single pair of boots is going to make you taller opposed to shoes. Not every single pair of shoes is going to make you taller. And then also, boots and sneakers are completely different, obviously. Boots kind of gives you more of a sophisticated look, which can be very beneficial, especially if you're trying to give off the appearance of trying to look more grown up. For example, like a job interview, or you're kind of going to a meeting for some reason. I don't know, if you're around my age and you're going for meetings, probably doing a lot better in life than I am, but if that is the case, definitely try to pick up a nice pair of boots. And don't get it twisted, because boots do not have to make you look like an old man. There are plenty of options of boots that still look good as well. The next pair of boots that I'm gonna pick up are some Chelsea boots, but right now these pair of Captain boots are honestly my favorite that I have ever picked up. They're from Thursday Boots. I think I mentioned that, I don't really know. But yeah, honestly, if you need a good pair of boots, Thursday Boots is definitely a place that I recommend. The 10th one on the list is going to be wearing some longer t-shirts. Now, this is also a trend that was really popular back then. It kind of went with the whole stacked denim thing, but kind of longer line t-shirts were a very big trend, and basically what this does to us short guys is make your torso look way longer than it actually is, and making your legs look way shorter than they actually are. Now again, I still see a few people rocking this here and there, and sure, you definitely can wear it, but if it's like highly exaggerated, then it's going to make you look a lot shorter. Also, this is something that you should not mix up with oversized t-shirts, because the whole reason why I like oversized t-shirts way more is because they really don't make your torso look that long, because it still sits at the waistline that it's supposed to be sitting at. The only difference is extra fabric, and then especially on the sides of your arms, which is honestly why it's so important to get oversized shirts opposed to sizing up. So for example, I usually wear a size medium, but when I wear a size large, that does make me look shorter because the waistline is way longer than it needs to be, opposed to an oversized t-shirt where it sits at the perfect spot and it still gives me that whole oversized look that I really like. Anyways, going back to what I was mentioning earlier, yes, you should definitely keep in mind all these 10 tips that I gave you to try to look taller, but you shouldn't be too focused on trying to look taller in the first place. Now, the whole reason why I'm making this video is because this is a question that I did get pretty often. One of the comments told me that I looked a lot taller than 5'8", and he was actually wondering if I can give him any tips to try to look taller. Now, me personally, this is definitely all in your head, because I know for a fact that in my own head, I feel like I look way shorter than 5'8", because I have other friends that are literally the same exact height as me, and when I look at them, I always think there's no way they're 5'8", they have to be taller. But when we stand side by side, we are literally the same heights. So I definitely feel like it is definitely all in your head. But if you do want to look taller, that's totally fine. Just keep in mind that this really shouldn't hold you back from doing anything that you want to do. But anyways, aside from all the motivational pep talk, I hope this video did help you out, and if you haven't already, definitely make sure to subscribe, because in this channel I simplify men's fashion. So you can definitely go ahead and subscribe right here, and if you want to see more of me, here are a few videos that I think will really help you out. Anyways, other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.